as many of our listeners may know, the Obama administration has resumed deportations of families, including families with children, back to Central America. This has gotten a great deal of coverage, but perhaps not nearly as much as it ought to. The Washington Office on Latin America has called the plight which faces Central American migrants, and I quote, one of the most severe humanitarian crises in the Western Hemisphere. As in these times reported, many of those currently facing deportation entered the United States as part of the surge of Central American migrants during the summer of 2014. They were fleeing dire poverty and violence in Honduras, Nicaragua, and other Central American countries. They routinely face rape, assault, extortion, abduction, and murder as they cross Mexico to reach the United States. And as the New York Times has reported, the Obama administration has given the Mexican government tens of millions of dollars to make sure that these migrants are not allowed to make it to the American border. And now we have begun a resumption of deportation of families, and the court order specifically says families who have exhausted their options legally, including families with children or children themselves. Now, this is wrong on so many levels. This needs to be stopped on so many levels. In fact, a court ruled, the nation's highest immigration court, ruled a couple days ago that the deportation of 4 families should be delayed. Now, that's significant not only for the 4 families, but because it suggests that many other families as well have not had a chance to exhaust their legal recourse. And so not only are we deporting people back to violence and possible death, but we are doing so in many cases, apparently, without giving them a full hearing. Now, our friends at presente.org have set up a petition, which is available at their website. It says, and you can sign it if you like. I recommend that you do. I have. I'm writing to demand that you immediately stop the waves of deportation raids targeting children and families who fled violence, primarily from Central America. As the petition points out, dozens have been killed and more targeted each day shortly after being deported back to countries in Central America. As the petition puts it, your administration is sending refugees back to their deaths. Now, the petition also points out that there have been, as the court affirmed the other day, widespread problems with due process for children in immigration hearings. Many of them ordered deported, never received notification to appear in court, and never had a chance to receive a fair hearing. This is largely because the administration has accelerated and speeded up the deportation process. People, is this who we are as a society, that we send families, that we send children back to their deaths, back to danger, back to suffering, back to dire poverty? Is this who we are? Is this the torch we hold up to the country? Have we become so fearful? Are we fighting for the economic scraps the wealthy are willing to leave for us under the table, and we don't want to share them with anyone else? These are people in need. These are people on our doorstep. These are people we should protect, defend, and embrace.